Safety deposit boxes. What happens to a safety deposit box when someone dies? Hi, I'm Alec Osland, an attorney at Yanowitz Law Firm, where we've been assisting families with wills, trusts, and probate for over 30 years. Now, there's a number of different ways to access safety deposit boxes in the state of Minnesota. However, there are some ways that are much simpler and much quicker than other ways. The easiest way for someone to access a safety deposit box is if they're on title to that safety deposit box, if they have a key to it. Now, this does have a negative where if you have a safety deposit box and you want to make it easy for someone to access when you pass away, you may give a key to one of your children and you may put them on title to that safety deposit box as well. Now, if you've done that, great. You've made the safety deposit box very easily accessible after you die. However, you've also made that safety deposit box very easily accessible while you're living, as that child now has the right to access that safety deposit box at any time. Also, if they are an owner of that safety deposit box with you, when you die, that ownership is then most likely going to be transferred to them of all the documents that are in that safety deposit box. So it may not be the best idea if you want to name the child as a co-owner of that safety deposit box with you. That being said, if it's just a bunch of papers in that safety deposit box, maybe that's where your estate plan is located, then that is generally fine. Some safety deposit box companies will allow you to name a pay on death beneficiary for the safety deposit box, but there are some safety deposit box companies that don't allow you to name a pay on death beneficiary. Now, I mentioned your will. Your will might be in your safety deposit box. Well, what happens if you die? There's no owner that is surviving. You don't have a beneficiary listed, and the will is in the safety deposit box. What happens? How do we get into that safety deposit box to get the will? Now, the way that we can get into that safety deposit box is with something that's called an affidavit in support of search. That affidavit is used only when the safety deposit box does not have another owner, and it allows for a search to be made of the safety deposit box. And so it allows someone from the safety deposit box company or institution to go in with another individual and make copies of what is in that safety deposit box. So they can make copies. They cannot take possession of any of the materials that are in that safety deposit box. The affidavit can be used to look for a will, burial plan, if there's any insurance documents or cemetery plat information. And this affidavit, it can be used by someone who we think is nominated in the will, or if we know for a fact someone is, or if we know for a fact that someone is nominated because the will is at another spot, but we know that there's also this safety deposit box. This search also allows them to get an inventory of what is in this safety deposit box. Now, during this search, if a will is found, it can be copied, but the original will is going to be delivered to the county court where the decedent lived. Also, any of the other documents that are in this safety deposit box, they're going to be inventoried and they're going to be provided also to that county court as well. If assets in the estate are under $75,000 in totality, we can use what's called an affidavit of collection to collect the materials in this safety deposit box. A person who has legal interest in the decedent's estate, they can use this affidavit to collect the assets. Now, this affidavit can be used if a person has a will or if they don't have a will. That being said, this method only works if the assets in totality are under $75,000. So it doesn't work for most estates. Another way to access a safety deposit box is to be already named as personal representative. So you've gone through the court process, a judge has appointed you as personal representative, and they've given you letters which authorize you to act on behalf of the estate. you would then take these letters to the institution where that safety deposit box is located, and you could give them those letters, and then you'd be able to gather the materials that are in that safety deposit box. In general, safety deposit boxes are a great way to secure documents and other materials. However, if you plan on leaving your will or other estate planning documents in your safety deposit box, it may be difficult for your loved ones to access that safety deposit box. Just make sure you've made arrangements so that your loved ones can access your estate planning documents to help the administration proceed smoothly. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Make sure you subscribe to our channel to find out when we post another video about estate planning. Thanks. Have a great day. Bye.